Hello again. Thought I'd do another installment of living in Florida, and I'm going to talk about our little shelter here. We call it the Big Top, or the tent. We store a lot of things in it. You might say, wow, in Florida, thing like this, a storage tent, doesn't seem like it would hold up. But we've had this now about a year, storing things in it. I bought it from Shelter Logic. That's probably the best place to buy it. And I believe it's like 20 something feet long and about 8 feet tall. You see, I have a UTV stored in there. I roll up the front flap with one of those pipe insulators, or you can use a pool noodle and just put it in the flap and start rolling it up. And then you have these little rubber snubbers, whatever, that secure it up. I only use one. The other one I don't use. It has zippers, but you know, when you put it all together, the zippers don't really function that well. I mean, the spread on the outside. So when you try to zipper it, it doesn't really work real well. So I just leave it flapping open. I don't think it makes much difference. Has never, as far as weather's concerned. As you can see, you have these tie downs that strap everything tight. And the other thing I did is I used a corkscrew type stake, and it's about a foot long, and I screwed them into the ground all the way, as you can see. I mean, of course, this ground in Florida is sandy where we live. So, and after I did that, then I took cable and wrapped it around the base, and then wrapped it onto the stake. And I did that in several spots. One, I did that in the on both ends, and 2 in the middle, so 4 on each side. And then on that one I used some paracord to tie down the tent. I have not had any issues with wind, and we've had some pretty heavy winds concerning the tent flipping over or being lifted up or anything like that, and it has been secure. Now, the other thing I want to mention is why I put a tarp on the outside. Well, I learned many years ago, I had bought one of these tents up north, and it was a bigger tent actually, and I stored some bigger things in it. And I found that the sun is not very favorable to the outer tarp, the tarp that's on that comes with the unit, and the UV rays just tear it up. And eventually the one up north, it just started ripping apart, and I tried using Gorilla Tape and all kinds of things to tape it together, but it did not work. I had to end up buying a new cover, which is bad enough. Installing it is another thing altogether. It's way hard to install it as well. So I realized that UV rays are gonna affect the outer cover, so the best way to take care of that is buy a cheaper tarp and put it over the tent and protect it from the UV rays. And so far, now, like I said, this has been a year, and this tarp is holding up really good. I mean, it's not showing any signs of tearing or weather. I mean, you can see it's dirty from pollen and things that have been released. It's right now, this is end of February. And you can see the Shelter Logic tarp is holding together as well. It doesn't show any signs of tearing at this point. And this is the back side. I'll back up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. So it's not like a airtight, but it is weather tight. And I've been very happy with the way it is holding up in the Florida weather and wind and all that. And we've had some pretty big storms in this last year. Now, the other thing, I put this up by myself, so you don't need help, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have another hand to hold a side up, or you know, until you get another piece connected. But what I did is I just made each of the pieces and laid them on the ground, and then I lifted up one piece and connected the cross member and so on until I had the whole thing up and put together. Putting the tarp on, I used rope on the ends of the tarp, and then I had my wife help me with that, because it does take at least 2 people to pull the tarp up and over. But in this small of a one, it's not that big of a, you know, you can get a small ladder, step stool, whatever, in the middle, and you can kind of help it along. But it went up real easy. I'd say just a few hours. I had the whole thing all put together. Then as I said, I put the anchors in, and then I tied the tarp down. As you can see here, I looped the tarp underneath and onto the pipe so that the tarp won't fly up and over either. And I've not had any trouble. Now I've also, you know, I have some trees that guard it on the one side, kind of shelter it a little bit from the wind. But it has done an excellent job of protecting things. Not that expensive either, a few $100s. Of course, you can buy the more expensive ones and the bigger ones. This would park a car in it, really. I have a big trailer, as you can see, and we use the trailer every once in a while. So again, excellent choice if you need a shelter quick and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on building one out of wood. This takes care of the problem, and you can do it all yourself. And again, you know, make sure you get a tarp big enough, because remember, it's going to go a curve over it, so you need to make sure that you order the right size. But other than that, have fun, and if you have any questions, of course, you can put them down in the remarks. Again, you know, all these people, they say hit the like and subscribe button and all that kind of stuff, and I'm not selling Shelter Logics, but I am saying that they're a good product, and you would be happy with it if you have a need for shelter, for storage, but don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So, all right, I hope this helped. And again, leave any comments. I can give you the exact measurements and any information you might need. You can buy Shelter Logic, I think, through Home Depot. They even have their own website, and I think there's other major, like Lowe's maybe sells them too. Most places, you know, hardware stores and such will either sell them or get a hold of them for you. But you can buy them direct, I believe, too. So anyways, and there's plenty of videos out there on how to put them together. So I didn't decide to do a video on putting it together, just on how it's stood up in 1 year of Florida weather. So all right, have a good day, and we'll see what I can do about another video down the road. All right, bye.